Hello, everyone. You're welcome to Maximise Life TV. This is Councillor Shade and Stephanie. As you all know, the reason we've set up this channel is to celebrate good friendship and intergenerational friendship. The next couple of weeks, months, we'll be talking about different topics, which I believe as our audience, you will benefit from those topics, which we'll be discussing one or two or three of them today. Let's see how we get on. Thank you and stay tuned.
So today we're looking at boosting self-confidence, and we're going to look at it in the context of friendship and also to encourage other people watching on how they can boost their self-confidence. Today we're going to look at some points about boosting self-confidence, and I believe if you're watching, you'll be able to gain from our discussion. I've said one of the ways by which we can boost our self-confidence is by setting aside time and attention for ourselves. And
Absolutely.
We've done this in several ways, in our relationship, we've done this in several ways. We've taken time out, we've had me and us time, and obviously everyone has the me time, the us time, but the us time is something that we both look forward to. In terms of, we go out, we dine out, we travel, we go out, just doing different things. So I think in boosting self-confidence, it's also important for us to know that you can have your time yourself, you can also have the us time, and it just gives you the confidence to even relate to yourself. Absolutely. As a person. Yeah. So I think boosting self-confidence, you need to set time aside for yourself to enjoy who you are, to enjoy yourself, and to enjoy friendship. And it's so helped us, even in our friendship, what we've been able to achieve, even with the setting time aside. So, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that, because apart from, I think there's something I borrow from you that you normally say, one, you can never be an island. And yes, we enjoy the me time, but I believe the host time is also important, because there's some things you like to discuss with someone. Just want to just let your hair out and just talk about different things. And for me, it's helped a lot, and I believe it's helped both of us as well. And it's always a period that we're always excited to, because I know that we talk about different things. Sometimes we have it as a formal time, us time. We go away on holidays, we go for lunch, and which is amazing, isn't it? So the us time is really helpful, and I don't think it's just about me.
I think the lunchtime was one that the stay at home, the stay at home lockdown affected, because we would normally do our lunchtime together.
Yeah,
it's something that we've been doing until the pandemic. Wow, that is so. So we can't do any of that now. But it was good setting time aside, and for me that boosts self-confidence. No matter how you look at it, you're able to do things yourself. You're able to do it with someone else, and I think it's important for us to have that. And apart from that as well, we also have to learn new skills. Exactly. I mean, in my us time or our me time, we still have time to learn new skills. Exactly. I personally have learned the skills of making hampers, and I intend to be proficient in it. Even though I've just learned it, I'm learning to make it a skill that I can make, hampers for someone else. I still can't do that, but I can do it for myself. So I think, I think I want to boost my self-confidence by being able to make it and actually present a good hampers for someone, because that's the skill I'm learning at the moment. So us time, me time is actually good time to actually boost one's self-confidence.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree 100%. Now, just like I said, in terms of learning new skills, I've also embarked on a video. It's a new thing I think for a couple of years, it's something, but I've improved along the line. And the more I look forward to it, the better I get. And I've improved every time. My first video is different from my second video, is different from my third. I think it's more also to produce something good. So I don't see it as just something I learned, but I've improved along the line done different types of videos as well. So that would be something I would say that has improved as time progressed. Yeah.
Okay, so self-confidence, we're talking about boosting self-confidence here, and we're just looking at ourselves and how we've been able to, or we are boosting our self-confidence even as friends. And another way by which we're boosting self-confidence is by eating healthily,
Absolutely.
because what you eat is what what you eat is important, and eating healthily is not something that you can play with. Balanced diet is important, eating your vegetables, having your vitamins in your food, the fruits, the fish, the salmon fish. I love that. Yeah, I don't eat it every day, but it's something that I love. All my healthy drinks, my healthy meal, so I will eat healthily. It's part of my way of boosting self-confidence, because health is wealth. That's what it said, that your health is your wealth, really. So I guess that's another way to boost self-confidence that I have done. And I'm sure you've done that, Stephanie. So tell us about how you're boosting your self-confidence in food.
Yeah, I think for me, sometimes, it's kind of difficult when you're used to a certain type of food, but for health reasons, it'd be good to let some things go and just form a habit of eating right. And but for now, I think I've gone past that a bit. I think I'm now, but I do believe in eating right, having the right sort of food like fish, chicken, grilled stuff, more of grilled stuff as opposed to carbs, less of rice. I think there's an African food that normally everyone eats, like all this pounded yam stuff. I've had to let that go and substitute that with oats. So I do agree, but sometimes I go off the wagon a bit, but it's more of that I do than not doing that. So that's me in terms of eating right.
Yeah, I think also, obviously, when we eat right, we feel right, and
Exactly.
it affects our brain positively, and how we think, our mental well-being.
Then,
It's all affects it positively when we eat right. So I think, and obviously, I'm having to change some habits in terms of what I eat, especially with my carbo. I used to like my carbohydrate, but right now I'm down to veggies and my fruits and yes, I will eat a bit of carbo, but it's not in my meal as it used to be.
yeah,
So I think that's also helping me to boost myself, because I can see myself trimming down and getting
yeah,
getting the shape back,
that was a
rather than you know what I was before. So I think it's eating healthily, it's important,
very
and
important.
that would help anyone listening, that we need to eat healthy. We need to be yeah.
When you feel right, like you said, I agree. When you feel right, it helps your confidence as well.
Yeah.
So, and if you don't see yourself well, you're unable to. So, I do agree with the points you've just raised about feeling right when you're eating right. You're not on the obese side of things, and I agree as well. Yeah.
Okay, so what other things have we done, or are we doing? We do so many things. We've been going out, watching movies. We've gone out to movies. We've been watching videos. We've been riding bicycle. We've been going out jogging. But prior to the pandemic, to the lockdown, actually. But
Absolutely.
we've been doing all this, and exercise is a good way of boosting your self-confidence.
Yeah.
We do the exercise at home, we go to the gym, we go to sauna and steam. Remember, so
Yes.
those are all the things,
Yes.
that is keeping our self-confidence going, because you need to be good in yourself for your self-confidence to
Absolutely.
remain intact,
Absolutely, absolutely. I do
so
100%. I do agree, and I miss those times actually. Especially the gym time, the sauna, and the jacuzzi time. But I'm sure very soon we would go back to that. But that's another part of our horse time that I miss as well. And like you said, the one has to feel right. Once I imagine how we feel after a long day, we've been to the gym, had been in sauna, been in the jacuzzi, you just feel really relaxed. You just feel good. I think that's the best adjective to use at that time. So I do agree. And also the bicycle one, that's another good one. That's another
Yeah, that's the one I really miss. I really miss that because,
yeah.
the riding in the park, so many
And the beautiful thing
sit
about the
down,
park,
we chat, we laugh, and
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, and the good thing, we used to go very early in the morning, so it's always very quiet in the park, and it's always really a good time just to. Sometimes we take a break from riding, just sit down on the chair and just have a chat, just laugh away, and just it's one of those good times as well. So
and
yeah,
then we finish and end up in sauna and steam,
yeah,
and what
yeah,
feels like, oh, that those are the times that we miss. But I hope we'll go back to it soon.
absolutely. I'm sure.
But yes, those are ways of boosting self-confidence. It does help because your health is important.
You
If
have,
you're healthy, if you're
yeah,
well, then your confidence will be boosted. It's
yeah,
only when you don't feel well, or you don't feel right, then you might feel a bit down or stressed. But without that, if you're okay, then I'm sure self-confidence will be. And also when you achieve something, when you feel there's a sense of achievement, you've achieved something, you need to celebrate yourself. I always say to people, when there's a little bit of achievement, celebrate yourself, because no
yeah,
one is
absolutely,
going to celebrate you. And this also boosts your self-confidence when you achieve,
exactly,
when you made something, when you've made an impact, even whether in the life of someone, or you've been given an award, or you get something. Scream, shout about it. That will boost your self-confidence as well, because it's an achievement and you've
exactly.
got to celebrate it. A lot of people think, oh no, they don't want to be so, or maybe people will think they're proud. No, there's
Yeah.
no pride in it. You've worked for it.
For me, prior to meeting you, I used to believe that, or I used to look at people that really talk about themselves as being mouthy, and that's the way I used to see it. But you changed my perception about that, and I agree now, because who else is going to sing your own song if you don't? Because you need to feel good first before
Yeah,
someone else can make you feel good. And
yeah,
once you're able to celebrate, the way you present yourself is the way other people will take you. So
yeah,
if you have no confidence in what you've achieved, then how would other people help you to celebrate yourself? It's as simple as that. But sometimes I think the way people see self confidence or talking about yourself is completely different, which is what I thought before. But I'm glad that you've helped me to believe better that it's completely wrong to think that way. So
yeah.
that,
Because I think what I've realized also is that even when you achieve, you do these things, and some people may never recognize it, and you make sure that you're happy within yourself. You dance,
absolutely.
you name your song, as I always say, you name your song, and in fact, you dance your dance, because otherwise, no one is going to do that for you. And I
Okay.
think it's just a way of boosting self-confidence. When you make any achievement, treat yourself well.
Yeah.
Take yourself out. If no one is even there to take you out, you take yourself out. Have
Um,
something, just celebrate it.
just
Make sure that you're happy with yourself, that this is an achievement. I've put an effort into something, and it has brought me this award, whatever it is, even if it's a certificate, if you've gone to school and you've got another certificate, or the uni, you've got another certificate, it's an added bonus, and it's something that
exactly.
you need to celebrate and be happy. And that would also boost your self-confidence. I'm sure we did this even when we went to Nabet. At least we felt that was something else that we've
Yeah.
added. It's an achievement,
And
and we celebrated it,
I
you
also
know?
remember the first day I met you, and there was an event the first time I met you, and I just introduced myself to you. I just told you who I was, and when you said, "Oh my goodness, you're the only female estate agent in the borough," but would you believe that before that day, I never really saw it that way. I knew I was in a male dominating business industry, but I never really
Yeah.
saw it the way. And I would say for me, from that day, that changed my perception about even myself, thinking, oh my goodness, this is true. I never really, and I think it's all to do with obviously not talking so much about yourself or not bragging. So I think some things I wasn't even really paying attention to until when you mentioned it that day, and I got to my just told my husband, and I said, "Oh, imagine this is what Chancellor Bright said," and we're just like, "Oh, that's really," and now I talk about it without gloating or anything, but it's an achievement, and I think it's something one should be proud of to talk about anywhere.
Yeah, so I mean, when people achieve, when you achieve, you just need to talk about it, because if you don't, I probably think you will wait for so long because no one is going to talk about it. No
Absolutely.
one is going to do it for you. So you sing your song and dance your dance. I
Exactly.
always say that, you
Yeah.
know. And I think for me, another way of boosting my self-confidence is to dress well.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
dress well. I take time. It doesn't have to be anything expensive.
Yeah.
No. And I always say to people, it's not the expensive clothing. It's how you put it on. It's how you sit it well on
Yeah.
yourself.
Absolutely.
That's what makes dressing well. And I think with dressing well, it boosts your confidence. You're able to you're ready for any occasion, whether formal or informal occasion. You're ready to attend any event. You're ready to go to any place. You're ready to meet anyone. You can imagine if you are dressing badly and you're
Appropriately.
going to go to a meeting, or you've been asked to go to a meeting impromptu.
Yeah.
How are you going to feel? So it's
Exactly.
always good to dress well, just to be yourself. It doesn't have to be
Exactly.
expensive. I always say that,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it must be well put together.
Yeah.
You
Absolutely.
know?
There's a saying: it's better to be overly dressed than underdressed.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you never
So
know. Because the last thing you want to do is to apologize. Oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't dressed for the occasion. I didn't know and all those things. But it's best to be overdressed and underdressed. And like you said, the way you dress speaks a lot about you. Either people agree or they don't agree. It's a stereotype. It's something no one can change. The
yeah,
way you look is the way you're going to be addressed. Nothing anyone
yeah,
can do about that. Because
yeah,
I've had people saying it doesn't really matter. You could look this, but I don't agree with that. I believe the way you dress is the way you are dressed.
yeah.
Cool.
My mother would always say it's the way you dress that people will address you. Because if you're
Absolutely.
dressed, people will look at you and think, oh, where is she? Is she meant to be in this congregation or in this assembly or in this place? So I think it's just important. And then apart from even what people say, I think for
For
yourself,
oneself, yeah.
for
Yeah.
oneself. And I don't dress for what people would say. I
Mm-mm.
dress for myself. I dress to look good. I dress to feel well. I dress to feel good in myself. That, even during this pandemic, the way I dress even to my meetings or wait for my meetings, and I'm logging into London or even into corporate, into the council or anyone's meeting. People are asking me, "Oh, are you going out?" No, sir, I'm not going out. I'm dressed because I'm in for my meeting. I think it's just, and a lot of people have made that compliment. It's a compliment. I see it as a compliment, and I'm thanking them for the
Yeah.
compliment. But I think
So
it's
good.
important to dress well.
Yeah.
It can't be
Absolutely.
underestimated.
No.
Dressing well
No.
is important.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I second that. I agree as well. I do
yeah,
agree that is even like you said, dressing for yourself first before anybody. Uh,
yeah.
it's like some people saying I'm slimming down because of this person. I had it
No,
has to be from within, from
yeah.
yourself first.
It has
Then
to be something that makes you happy, something that gives you joy.
absolutely,
You know,
yeah, you look at
because if
yourself
you're
and
not, you
you're,
have to be joyful first
yeah,
to give another person happiness. So your joy comes first.
yeah.
And these things you do for yourself.
But for example, there are cases whereby you might have, let's just use a wig as an example. You have a wig on, you're not sure if you like the wig, and you come out of the dress, or the next person or the first person you see tells you, what's wrong with this wig? But because you already have it in your mind that you're not sure
Mm,
this is the right thing, so you kind of agree. But if you believe or you like how you look, and someone comes and say that, oh, I'm not sure that wig looks, and you say, oh, I like it, it seems really nice. So it all depends on how we see ourselves from how I think it starts from us. Just I think that's the best way to put it. Starts from us, then And that's the way people would also appreciate it as well, depending on how you see
Yeah.
yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. I also think, in boosting my self-confidence, I just have to surround myself with people that are positive.
Oh yeah.
Because when you surround yourself with negative people, they will always pull you down, and your self-esteem will be low, even to the
Good.
lowest ebb. So in order to boost your self-confidence, you've got to surround yourself with people that are positive, people that are telling you the right things to do, people that are speaking positive into your life, not people that are always speaking negative, or people that are not supportive. Otherwise, what are you looking for in their midst? Because your
Exactly.
self-confidence will be low. So
Yeah.
you need to surround yourself with people that are supportive, people that are kind, people that know, not people that have bad vibes. Otherwise, your self-esteem will be low,
Yes,
you know.
absolutely.
So that's something that I think people need to surround themselves with people that are positive. Yeah.
Yeah.
In boosting your self-confidence, you've got to surround yourself with people that are positive, not people that will be putting you down, or constantly putting you down, or constantly talking about negative things before, no, by you, or you share your dreams, you share your aspirations with them. They're reducing it, and yet you still want to be around them. No, not people that will give you bad vibes. You just need some people that are positive, that would
Exactly.
challenge you. Even when you're not doing something right, they will tell you this is how to do it.
All
And
the time. Yeah.
just not people that will people that are supportive and kind, people that will channel you to the right course, not people who would know the right course and tell you, oh no, don't do it that way, because they always want your self-esteem to be low, or for you to still depend on them for everything. No, I think you need to move away from those kind of people. It's important we don't surround ourselves with people like that.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
I 100% agree with that as well. There's a saying I've heard before that when you want to make a decision, the first person you speak to matters. The person can actually make or break a decision, and that's why one has to be very careful of who you surround yourself, or like Pastor says all the time, that who you share your dreams with, you have to be
Mm-hmm.
very careful, because imagine
Mm-hmm.
there's some people you tell them, well, this is what I want to do, and you just look at you like, are you sure this is what you want? So for me, and that's a beautiful thing about our friendship, that I'm able to share anything without having to, I want to do in the next few months. What do you think about it? And to me, which is a blessing, because sometimes you're with the wrong person or in the wrong friendship, and you can't even share your dreams or share what is on your mind, because you're not sure of what they would say. So that's something I admire personally about our friendship. And also it's because you've made yourself accessible, that I can come to you anytime, regardless of what time. And that's really good. And I do agree that you have to surround yourself with the right person. And even some things, when I think, am I sure I can? And the way you just talk about, or maybe because something about me, yes, let me just use this as a perfect example. I'm more of a one-to-one person rather than
Yeah.
three or four um, people. So I'm more myself with one person. So sometimes when I'm asked to do things, maybe publicly or in church, I'm always frightened. And the way you kind of encourage me and just, Stephanie, you can do it. And sometimes when you say you can do, I'm just thinking, does she know what's on my mind? But and I think that's the good thing, because you actually believe I can. Imagine myself not believing I can do something, and you're also telling me, oh no, I don't think that's for you. Maybe you should think it again.
Mm-hmm.
That's you say. So which I agree. Surrounding yourself with the right person, it's important, isn't it?
Yeah. So if you're watching us out there, it's so important that in boosting your self-confidence, you've got to surround yourself with people, not people that are giving you bad vibes or telling you can't do it, or constantly telling you, oh, you're not going to achieve this because none of your gender has done this before, or no one from your ethnic
Yeah,
background has achieved
remember,
this. Then you tell them, even if they say that, then tell them you're actually going to be the first,
you
isn't
remember,
it? I remembered when,
you go on. I remember something else, but I'll let you go on.
No, go on, go on, go
Okay.
on, go
You
on.
remember when we
I
went
was going
to,
to say something.
okay, wait, you remember when we went to France? When we went to
Yes,
Little Mentida, I think we were having our breakfast before,
yes,
yeah, in the morning, and we're just talking about the way some people perceive some type of position or whatever. You and I was saying something about
yeah,
my age, that some people, and you just told me that why should that bother you? Whether you're young or you're
yeah,
not, that should you should I should see it more as an achievement rather than looking at it from because one thing one can do, it can change people's mind. Unfortunately, there's
yeah,
nothing you can do.
that's
You
correct.
just have to continue. So I just remember that conversation that we had in the morning when we got to France and we were having breakfast, and I mentioned something about age, that sometimes the way some certain
Yeah,
people address me because they're thinking, this young girl, what is she, or what is she doing here, or whatever,
yeah,
and kind of tell me that there are other young people as well doing other things, and so
yeah,
I should see it more as a blessing as
yeah.
opposed to a negative, which people are trying to kind of,
To
yeah,
say or trying to infer.
yes,
But yeah, yeah, but that's because they just want to put you down. They just want to, say things that would either demotivate you. Yeah, you don't
mhm,
surround yourself with people like that. It's just not worth it. Because there's so many people out there who actually wants to be, who are positive people. And so it's
exactly,
best to group with positive people than negative people. I won't surround myself with negative because I can't stand negativity. That's just
exactly,
one thing. So I will move very far. But
yeah,
also I think also in boosting self-confidence, one thing I have also found is that it's good to be kind. It's
mm,
good to take part in whether charitable work or just be kind to people, learn your hands of friendship to people, when people are in need, if you have, you give, and be part of a charity. And I think having founded the Penny charity has actually given me another sense of self-confidence in the fact that and owning a charity is not a small feat.
absolutely,
And helping others, in the community is actually something that I'm really proud of myself. So
absolutely.
even if nobody sings my praise or sings my song in that one, I'm actually singing it. Bring
Yeah,
it on. Yeah, charity founder. So I'm so proud of that. And I think it's all these things are good. It
yeah,
boosts your self-confidence when you achieve something, when whether significant or insignificant. To others it may be insignificant, but to you any little achievement should be significant enough
exactly,
for you to
absolutely.
appreciate.
Yes,
So
yeah.
and I know you're involved in the Penny charity,
Oh
so
yeah,
that
yes, I
act of
do, and I
kindness.
yes, that's and showing. I think there's a saying. I'm forgotten the gentleman that said something about showing acts of kindness. I've forgotten the other parts.
Yeah,
To me, I see showing kindness as a privilege for you to be a blessing, whatever in whatever capacity to anyone. And I think being part of the Penny charity, I see it as a privilege to be able to be there for um, other people as well. And one thing that's also helped me in that is the fact that I grew up with a dad that believed in thinking about other people. My mother is like that. So it's been something I've grown up to understand, that you have to be a blessing, to be kind, showing kindness. And for everything, to me, I think I believe it's a blessing. Everywhere I
mm,
find myself, I always see it as a privilege, because if I'm not doing it or whatever, someone else will be doing it. So whatever capacity, like the Penny charity, I'm sure we all know it. Those of you watching, you know what Penny charity stands for, the fact that we can
yeah,
be there for the elderly and for those in need. I think we all need to be. It's better to it's better to give rather than to be a taker all the time.
Yeah, yeah,
So it's
yeah.
yeah,
The better to give than to receive.
that to,
And a little, there's something I wrote the other day, and I said a little act of kindness is better than something that a big, something that you're thinking about, you've not done it. But if you do it, that's no matter how little it is you've done it, at least you've given that kindness. Not something you're just thinking of and say, oh, in 10 days time, I'm going to be doing this.
exactly.
But what about now that you have the ability to do it? So a little act of kindness
Yeah,
is very, very important, and it goes a long way.
don't
But
go.
also, so I'm going to use this opportunity to just shout out to all the Penny trustees, the Penny patrons and matrons and donors and everyone that has to do with Penny Charity, which is the charity for the elderly. Thank you for that, which you do. Thank you for the support that you give. And we're all excited to be part of Penny. And that's also boosting self-confidence, because we're able to say that we are part of something good. And I think charitable giving, charitable purpose is something good, and it boosts our confidence. This certainly is boosting mine now. I'm really, really happy, excited that that I'm one of the charity trustees. Right. Okay. Oh, what else can we boost? I think acknowledging our achievements. Acknowledging, and I don't want to overlabel this, I think it's also acknowledging our skills and abilities, because when we just take a maybe your phone or something and just write out there's something that says count your blessings and name them one by one, because the reason why a lot of people lose their self-confidence is because they think they're either stressed, or they think they don't have a worth, or they don't even know their worth. But if we sit down and actually note what we have achieved or what we can do, or even the talents, the skills that we have, I think that will also help us to boost our self-confidence. Because when people are putting you down in one area, or you think you're not good in one area, there are 101 ways by which you are good. So if you list those things that gives you, that you're good at, that will definitely also boost your self-confidence. So, and I think, it's something that we should practice doing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like I would say something like affirmation, just saying
yeah,
something about yourself. I am beautiful and wonderfully made.
yeah,
I am this, I am that. Declaration. And
yeah,
that helps as well, because you can never guide yourself enough, but through declaration and affirmation, that will also help to confirm one's confidence. But sometimes there's something I remember Pastor said one day in church, and that kind of struck me. And I said, really, but do you know that sometimes all these things starts from childhood for some people, because
yeah,
their parents
yeah,
or whatever are always
putting them down.
putting them down, and
Yeah,
someone living like they're always doing something wrong. So it's kind of
yeah,
difficult for them. So that's why some people are unable to balance it, because of the way they were raised up. Or so most of us, I wouldn't say most of us, some people don't have this trauma from childhood, but you never know.
yeah,
Because I would say one of this is what we've just spoken
yeah.
about.
But I think even with that, one can change it. One can change it, because you remember the story of Jabez in the Bible. Even Jabez, that the mother changed his name to something else to mean sorrow,
That
and he cried unto the Lord and said, no, this one is not mine. So I
exactly.
think we can refuse things. We
Oh,
can
we can
get out
absolutely.
of a bad situation or a bad treatment. We can actually get ourselves out of it,
I
and
remember.
don't allow stains on us, So
Yeah, I remember in secondary school there was this teacher. He was the head of mathematics. When we started JS1, his name was Mr. Omole. And I remember when I got to SS1, which I believe is year, I don't know what year it's called here, but when I got to SS1, he actually changed it from Omole to Omolorun, because he believed that he had to have a name change. And then sometimes you get to a stage, or you get to say that you have to do that, because you can't be saying, I'm happy that your name is sorrow.
Mm.
It can work. Yeah.
Exactly. So he cried and said, Lord, help me. That had, help me, enlarge my territory, enlarge my cause, because if I'm carrying this name, is I will never achieve what you want me to achieve in life.
Yeah.
So I think God helping us, things can change as well. So I think that's another way. And also, like I always say, there's so many things in your life that can give you self-confidence. When you think of your children, think of grandchildren, for those of us who now have one, think of your professional achievements. Some people might want to say, oh, keep quiet about it. You don't need to talk about it. It doesn't matter. No, it does matter to me. What I've professionally achieved, I think is also part of boosting your self-confidence. Because if you don't say it, if you don't talk about it, like I always say, no one is going to talk about it. So in boosting your self-confidence, if that's what you remember, if it's your achievement you remember, sing it, say it, write it down, dance over it, do things that makes you happy and boost that self-confidence. You don't want to sit down and be distressed or stressed because of what someone said. No, pick yourself up. Look at those things that matters to you, that gives you joy. And those are examples of things that would also boost our self-confidence.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, yeah, I think we've shared enough of, at least, of what will boost self-confidence. And, and I'm sure if someone is watching out there, they would know that we've actually tried to share this and relating it to ourselves as well. So I think it's good to stop here.
Okay, that's
And
yeah. Well, all right, everyone. That's about it for today. I believe I would say I'm certain that you've learned one or two things from what we've shared today. Like I said, the next coming weeks, months, we will be talking about different topics that we believe will be beneficial to everyone. Stay tuned, and we'll be back very soon. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
bye.